on much to do about fossil fuel. Much to do about fossil fuel. I'm listening.
Fellow Toastmasters, everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it, right? We've heard that statement, and I believe it's true about a lot of things that are important to us. And towards the end of my speech, I'll explain myself, but I've got some anecdotes to get me there, and so I have to start from the beginning. Well, the weather. As it turns out, we've all braved the weather tonight to get to Toastmasters. That's all a good thing. So we do some things individually about the weather. We take an umbrella, we maybe put on a raincoat, we get in our vehicles and we travel to a distance to go and attend our meeting, our Toastmasters meetings. And so we personally are committed to not letting the weather be a problem for us. A long time ago, actually not all that long ago, I was a type A driver. A real white knuckle kind of guy. Yeah. I would treat the highway as a video game, and I would always get to the pole position at the next light. I wanted to be the first. I wasn't always the first, but I was there out accelerating the next guy and using my abilities to coordinate my driving. It was fun. It was a video game. I enjoyed driving. And at some point in 1 month, I was liberated from some funds, and I found the state of Florida writing me letters telling me that I realized that I had accumulated points on my license and that I might be liberated from my driving license at some point if I don't amend my behavior. Now, what had happened? Well, it's not something that hasn't happened in the past. I had had some traffic tickets before, some speeding tickets in particular. But in this particular month, Boynton Beach took it upon themselves to go after and reduce those people who were speeding in the community. At least that's what they said. What they were really trying to do is increase the revenue for that month. And they did a very effective job. So at one point, I found myself taking military trail and trying to get to the pole position, and I came up on a police officer. He's in the middle of the road, and he's got a whistle, and he goes, blows the whistle, and, over there. And by the way, it wasn't just me. It was you, and kept going back. I was in the pole position, but I looked in my mirror and I said, how many people are they pulling over? Everybody pretty much, because in Boynton Beach, everybody drives 10 miles over the speed limit. So, and of course they accelerate very rapidly and they tend to get around. And so that was square one. Square two, I was coming off of the I-95 is right there, and on Woolbright Road, we get off of Woolbright and you quickly, because the lights are timed, you quickly make the turn off of the highway and go through the light and to the second light and zoom, you're right down Woolbright Road and you're on your way. Well, they had set up stop number 2 for all of the cars. And of course, those people who competed for the pole position got the prize, those tickets that were given out. So Mike, being the kind of individual that he is, said, I'm going to get these guys. That's it. I'm going to show them what it's like for people to drive the speed limit now, because they don't have the road capacities for everybody driving the speed limit. And I didn't just, drive the speed limit meekly. I drove the speed limit in the center of the traffic lanes and going at the speed limit and not 1 mile an hour over. And I did that for oh, months and months. And I went and petitioned my friends at IBM. I said, hey, come and join me. I want to actually show these people what it would be like if everybody ridiculously did the speed limit. Well, why am I telling you this? Not just to entertain you with my stories of how I went from a type A personality driving down the highway to a very type B personality, where now I still see these type A people passing me by and I just shake my head, say, come on, bud, that's good. Drive like there's no tomorrow, like you have to get wherever you're going. By the way, most of these people that I see passing me at very high speeds, I see at the next light. I catch up to them and, hey, I'm right there with you. How you doing? Yeah, you passed me about a half an hour ago. I'm still here. Pretty amazing. But fossil fuel is running out. I don't know whether you're aware of it as I am, because I've kind of been studying this for a little while. And not only is fossil fuel running out, but we've been putting it someplace. That's right, up in the atmosphere. And so you ask me, what do the two stories have to do with one another? Maybe you don't ask me, but I think you probably already know. Most people that I see wearing a green bumper sticker on their back end and driving, a Prius, and clearly they're into conservation, I still see with their foot on the gas pedal, driving at high speeds down the highway and over the speed limit, but also out accelerating me at lights. And what I want to tell you is that I've been doing a little experimentation, and I found out that I now am back to driving my car as a video game. I'm now trying to conserve fuel. And I'm trying to find out what are those things that I can do that will conserve fuel. And it turns out those things are things you can join me in. You can stop accelerating, out accelerating people on the road. You can stop excessively speeding and in fact cut your speed back. Turns out Jimmy Carter was right, 55 saves gas. So I would invite you all to join me in solving the problem of fossil fuel. Let's stop talking about the weather and do something about it. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mike. I always enjoy my speeches. They're always different, always